Imagine it is Monday morning, January 1921. You are a school teacher in Berlin. Your name is Ernst. You live in a modest apartment on Prenzlauer Berg. You earn 12,000 marks a year. That is a respectable salary. Enough to rent your apartment, buy food, keep your family clothed, save a small amount each month, and perhaps afford a holiday in summer. You have a savings account at Dresdner Bank with 8,000 marks inside it. 8 months of salary. You built that over 6 years of careful discipline. You do not drink. You do not gamble. You teach mathematics to children, and you save what you can. This morning, you walk to the bakery on your street and buy a loaf of bread for 1.20 marks. You buy a newspaper for 0.30 marks. You note both prices automatically, the way a careful person does. You have been noting prices your entire adult life. You know what things cost. You understand the value of money. You are exactly the kind of person who should be safe. You are not safe. You just do not know it yet. By the end of 1923, that loaf of bread will cost 200 billion marks. 200 billion. Your 8,000 mark savings account will be worth less than a single postage stamp. The salary you were so careful about will be paid twice a day, because by afternoon it will be worth less than it was at morning. Your students will bring wheelbarrows of currency to school, not because they are wealthy, but because that is how much paper it takes to buy lunch. And through all of it,
the calendar will still show the days passing. The city will still be standing. The schools will still be open. The government will still exist. The banks will still have their logos on their doors. The collapse will not look like a war. It will look like Tuesday, then Wednesday, then a Thursday that costs twice as much as the Wednesday before it. This is what hyperinflation actually feels like from inside. Not the statistics, not the famous photographs of wheelbarrows. The lived experience, week by week, of watching the world you understood dissolve around you while the physical world remains entirely intact. Let us begin. January 1921, the slow leak. In January 1921, the exchange rate is approximately 45 marks to the US dollar. Before the war, it was 4.2 marks to the dollar. So prices have already risen. Things already cost more than they used to. But the rise has been gradual enough that Ernst has adjusted. He earns more marks than he used to. Prices are higher, but so is his salary. The relationship between income and cost feels roughly maintained. He is aware that something is wrong, but it feels manageable, distant, abstract. This is the first and most dangerous phase of hyperinflation. The phase where
it feels like ordinary inflation. Uncomfortable, but familiar. The kind of thing governments manage. The kind of thing that resolves. Ernst continues saving. He continues teaching. He continues trusting the marks in his account at Dresdner Bank because they have always been marks, and marks have always been money. In March 1921, the Allied Reparations Commission announces that Germany owes 132 billion gold marks in war reparations. The number is extraordinary. Germany does not have this money. The German government begins printing money to meet its obligations. Not secretly, not hidden. The printing presses of the Reichsbank begin running at a pace the world has rarely seen. Ernst does not know about the printing presses. He knows that bread cost 1.20 marks in January and costs 1.35 marks in April. He tells his wife prices are rising. She agrees. They adjust their shopping habits slightly. They are careful people. They adapt. This is what careful people do. By June 1921, the exchange rate has moved to 76 marks to the dollar. Prices have risen noticeably. Ernst's savings account now holds the same 8,000 marks he deposited. But those 8,000 marks buy significantly less than they did 6 months ago. He has not lost a single mark on paper. He is being destroyed in reality. July to December 1921, the acceleration. In July 1921, something shifts. The pace of price increases changes. It is not that prices rise by more each month. It is that they rise faster within each month. Ernst begins noticing prices changing not just month to month, but week to week. A kilogram of butter that costs 7 marks in June costs 9 marks in August and 14 marks in October. His mathematics teacher's brain begins tracking the rate of change rather than just the level. And the rate is wrong. The rate is not what inflation does. The rate is something else. By November 1921, the exchange rate has reached 270 marks to the dollar.
Ernst does a calculation he has been avoiding. His 8,000 mark savings account, measured in its ability to buy goods, is now worth roughly what 1,400 marks would have bought him in January 1920. He has not touched the account. He has made no bad investments. He saved carefully and responsibly, and the purchasing power of his savings has declined by more than 80% in less than 2 years. He goes to the bank. He asks the clerk what he should do. The clerk has no answer. The clerk is having the same conversation with every customer. The bank is not failing. The marks are still there. The numbers are right. But the numbers have become disconnected from reality in a way that the banking system has no mechanism to address. Ernst withdraws half his savings and buys things, physical things, a winter coat, a pair of boots, extra flour and dried goods. His wife thinks he is being eccentric. He cannot explain why purchasing physical goods feels more rational than holding marks, but his mathematical instinct tells him it is. He is correct. The people who understood this early, who converted savings into physical goods or foreign currency before the situation became obvious, were the people who survived with something. January to June 1922, the new normal that isn't. By January 1922, the exchange rate is 192 marks to the dollar. Then it is suddenly 400 marks, then 1,000. The movement is no longer gradual. The printing presses are running continuously. The Reichsbank is issuing currency faster than the economy can process it. Each new note issued reduces the value of every existing note. This is not metaphor. This is arithmetic.